Good afternoon, good evening, Facebook. It's Wednesday, it's 2 p.m. Eastern, it's 7 p.m. in the UK, and welcome to the show. And hello, Jim.
Hey, how are you, Stephen?
I'm doing good. I mean, we're just talking a moment ago and catching up because we've known each other for quite a while now, 15 years. I just said somebody else, time flies. It does at the moment. Time does seem to fly.
But you know what? No matter how old I get, I'm still looking out through these eyes, and I don't know I'm this old.
Well, I totally agree with you on that, because we're living in a time which is exciting from a broadcasting and networking point of view, because with this live video we can do things we could only dream of 15 years ago, and it's just great to be a part of it, isn't it?
It's incredible. Technology has changed our world. I'm trying to think back to the 60s, 70s, 80s when I was selling radio advertising for a radio station. I was a DJ and I was selling advertising, and I had to stop at a phone booth to make a phone call. How much more productive would I have been with a cell phone?
Cell phones. I mean, I can remember the first iPhone coming out, and that was a game changer, because that radically changed the way that we actually make contact with people and keep contact with people, and it's just getting better and better.
Anyway, I had a car phone installed, hardwired in my car in the 80s, and my phone bill was $1,800 a month.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
It was so unusual to have one.
Oh yeah. Oh, being a trailblazer has a cost attached to it. Right now, our topic for tonight is making money with live video. Would you like to start us off, and then I'll chip in?
I have, and everybody knows I'm a senior citizen, and but I've had income producing websites since the early 90s, 94, 95, 96. I was already making money on the internet. And then with video, it expanded the opportunity to make money. There are many income streams, many revenue streams that people can create, no matter what your specialty, no matter what your expertise. And see, I specialize in selling information.
Okay. Yep.
Information is so cheap to deliver. And the other part of information is the 4-dimensional video that we're doing right now, because this humanizes us. We're people. We're projecting humanity. It's not flat text that they're reading and trying to get a picture.
No, that's true. Gone are the days when we used to be told you need a website and that's all you need, and that's the savior that will help you get through anything. If you've got your own website, you're independent, and things will come to you. The people will come flocking. But that's changed now. There's so many websites out there that trying to get found on the web on your own website is just so difficult, which is why we come to Facebook, isn't it?
It is. And hello, Ed Weinberg. The thing is, right now, I'm a millionaire several times over. I mean, I really don't need to be doing this. It's gotten to be more of a work of love and a hobby these days. Getting additional income, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But right now, my wife, Debbie, and I, we have something we call mailbox money. It's exciting every day to go to the mailbox and see what money is in the mailbox, because we have so many different streams of income coming in from so many different places, but most of it is generated. And today, Be Live, the format we're on right now, is what I'm using, and we're creating these different income streams, and basically anyone can do it, no matter what your level of expertise, no matter what your walk in life, no matter what your social status. There's nothing holding anybody back. If you have internet and you have a webcam and a microphone, you can do it.
But people are held back, and they're held back because of well, the way that they see things. I mean, the first problem that people come against is, would I look good on camera? And I don't think that's a valid argument, is it? Because these days people accept you as you are. Come as you are is what I would say.
Well, look at you and I, Stephen. We have faces that were made for radio.
True.
I mean, this is not a glamour business. This is a humanity business once again.
Yeah. So come as you are. It's a networking. This is an opportunity to actually reach out to people and tell stories. How important are stories in live broadcasting?
Stories sell. Stories create that humanity I was discussing earlier. And, people don't know, unless you care about the people, you're not going to sell anything. I mean, it's not selling. It's all give and take. You got to deliver value and you have to deliver content. My friend Rory Vaden, and I think you and I mentioned this one time before. Rory Vaden says, if you suck in person, you'll suck online.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so true. I mean, if you can tell stories, if you can be a raconteur. I'm trying to think of Peter Ustinov.
Yes,
the great Peter Ustinov was a fantastic raconteur. He could sit on stage just on a wooden seat, and he could keep his audience spellbound for hours by telling stories that were based on reality. And that's what people want to hear, isn't it? They want to hear about your experiences and your take on things.
Yeah, and every speaker today seems to have a similar story. I was broke. I was divorced. I hit bottom. I was depressed. I was at the lowest point in my life, and within 5 years, I was a millionaire. And people look at you, and I say, is there anyone in this audience that can relate to any part of that story?
Certain parts, but you can, yes, but not the. You can relate to trying to get to be a millionaire, but and being broke and starting off broke. But very few of us actually get to the peak, as it were.
Well, life is a series of choices and decisions and guts. Do you remember the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Mm-hmm.
And there was one scene in the movie where Indiana Jones was standing on the edge of a precipice cliff, and he was looking down in the abyss, and the voice told him, "Step out and the rock will appear." Okay. And you have to step out there and hope the rock will show up. The word entrepreneur is from French. It's from the French language, actually. Entree is the opening, the door, the entree, the introduction, the door, the opening. And prendre means to take. So an entrepreneur is someone who takes the opportunity.
Yes.
An opportunity taker. And so many people are afraid to take the opportunity, to even try. They reach a comfort zone, and the most wealthy people on earth, I found a long time ago, are not necessarily employees.
Right.
Yeah. You've got to step out there and the rock will appear. And getting back to let's get back to the subject about how to make money with this medium. And of course, people know about affiliate programs, and I'm a member of certain affiliate programs, but the way I make most of my income today is strategic relationships with companies that have a similar interest. Strategic relationships. Everybody remember I said that. Like when I do my broadcast, and you can look up Be Live and see the broadcasts I have done, and I always disclose to the audience that I am financially involved. I never take money under the table if I'm endorsing a company. I want people to know, hey, I'm financially involved. And I say it every broadcast. If I am financially involved, I disclose that. Don't want anybody to have any misgivings. And there are companies, and I won't name the specific company, and you see the broadcast, you can figure it out. But there are companies that I have made contractual arrangements with that when we do a broadcast on Be Live, I take that broadcast, I download it to MP4, and I put it all over my social media channels. And sometimes we'll get as many as 20,000 views. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, all of them, Instagram. We're putting it everywhere. And anybody that buys their service as a result of my broadcast, I get a commission on that. A percentage, 10%, 20%, even 25%, some of them, for the life of the contract. As long as that customer is paying them recurring bills, I get a commission on that. And truthfully, right now, Debbie and I mailbox money. We have months where we are bringing in $35,000 and $40,000. That's not every month, but that's many months. And most of the commissions I'm getting on that is 4 and 5 digits. So think about that. I mean, it's really substantial. And then, of course,
sorry, Jim. Carry on.
Then, of course, I have a training network, and the training network is somebody else's. I don't like to administer anything. I don't want to have to run the platform, so I make these arrangements. So there is a company in Tampa, and I'm in the automobile industry. I'm considered a guru and an expert in automotive marketing management. So there is a company in Tampa that has a training platform called Auto Dealer University. And my content, my training videos are on that platform. And once again, we're promoting that with Be Live and other things to people in the automotive industry. And I get a very strong commission check on that, weekly and monthly, depending on how the people pay. So that's another one, Stephen. You were saying.
Yeah, basically, okay, that's a solid base and a regular income. And as you say, it's mailbox money because you don't have to go out, you're not going out selling overtly. You're not selling overtly, you're selling because you're actually attracting an audience across several social media platforms, and that audience are listening to your story and they're acting on the suggestions that you make, and when they act, you get an income. Now, you mentioned that you've got this arrangement with companies that you're dealing with. Now, if someone was looking now to have a similar structure, multiple streams of income, because we know that's better than working for somebody, how do you set about convincing people that you should represent them?
Well, once again, I look at who is advertising, and I'm industry specific, and bear in mind, I am a celebrity in my industry. I mean, I sign autographs, and we hang on.
Okay, I'm hanging on. Okay, I'm going full screen.
We sell bobbleheads of me. Yeah. I don't know if you are a celebrity if you have a bobblehead of you. But if that's an evidence of fame, I have some fame. So granted, I have some celebrity in my industry, and not everybody has that advantage where they have developed that. And it took me 30 years to become an overnight success. But still in all, you can create expertise without having the celebrity in advance. Everybody started somewhere. And when you've got a show that has an audience, they will find you. Now, granted, I have have 150,000 friends, followers, contacts on the social across the spectrum of social media. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, several private groups. I've got several private groups. And that's the other thing that I'm going to talk about: creating income using Facebook, LinkedIn, the media, and video. I have several groups that I am the founder of the group on Facebook. One of them's got 15,000 members, and they're all in the automotive industry. They're all salespeople, managers, dealer principals that own the dealerships. And by me owning that group and putting that group together and building that group on Facebook, I can put a video directly into that group, and I make no bones about it. This is something I'm selling, something I'm presenting, and it's quite lucrative to have a group like that, or several groups like that. Build a group, build people that have like interest, and administer that group in such a way that you've got very strict rules where there's no disruption. There's a lot of keyboard assassins in the industry today. I mean, you get on Facebook and people that all of a sudden they get Instagram brave, Yep. and they want to tear down something that they aren't. A lot of people are tearing down what they themselves are not, or they're trying to bring down achievements that they themselves did not achieve. And there's a lot of fake credentials out there. But Facebook, in particular, has created a bunch of people that have no real credentials whatsoever, that have built their Facebook resumes, and now these people are starting to proliferate, and they're interviewing each other. When you can snag an expert, and many times as an expert in my field, I'll have some startup company call me, Mr. Ziegler, can we interview you? And I always acquiesce and say yes. Help other people. Helping other people has been a trademark of mine through many, many years, and you get known for that. Now, I had a friend, Zig Ziglar, and I am no relation to Zig Ziglar. He was a friend of mine. He and I were both in the National Speakers Association, and we didn't pal around and have coffee together, but we had lunch together a couple of times. He used to chide me that I misspelled my name because his name was spelled differently, Ziegler. Yeah. and Zig Ziglar, you will get everything you want if you will help other people get what they want. And so many people lose sight of that basic principle of salespersonship. You will have everything you ever wanted if you will help other people get what they want. And if you pay attention to what they want, what their needs are, and create services and products that help that need and cure their pain. And so many people in sales don't realize that's your job, is to cure their pain. whatever bothers them.
Solve the problem, cure the pain,
yes.
Help them.
Mm-hmm. And yes.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. Now, how do you determine which people you're going to connect with? Who are good people to connect with?
Okay. Well, say I'm in the medical profession.
Yep.
Which I'm not, and I don't know a lot about it. But if I would surmise, if I were in the medical profession, I would certainly subscribe to medical trade magazines. I would certainly be looking for the people that are advertising. I would look for the people that need recognition. I would go to LinkedIn and put in a search for that company to see how many people are in that company, and then I'll look for those people on Facebook, a friend request, send them to my group, put them in my group, and I'm constantly recruiting for my groups. And and once they've been in my group a while, I basically, secret here, I throw them out of my Facebook so I make room for more.
you've got stewardship of the Facebook group, haven't you? You're responsible for it. As you say, you don't want anybody who's going to misbehave or take advantage of the situation. And it's like being a gardener. You've got to mow the lawn, you've got to weed the garden, you've got to keep on top of things.
We actually call it, I will blow out your torch and banish you from the island. You're out of here. It's like, we have very strict rules in my group. You can't use foul language, the F word, anything that resembles that. If you use that type of language, you're out of here. If you attack another member, you're out of here. You know, and there are rules in writing, and they're comprehensive. And I've got 5 admin volunteers, people that monitor the site with me because it's gotten large, the group. So I've got 5 friends of mine that are admins that watch the group, and we have certain keywords, and that keyword shows up for an admin. We immediately stomp on that situation.
Yeah. I mean, the tools that Facebook give us to actually manage groups are brilliant, aren't they? Because you can stop people using certain words within the group. And as you say, you get notified that has been used, and you can decide whether to actually keep a comment or not. And the other thing, people know when they've done wrong. So if a comment disappears, they know why it disappeared, because they were just trying it on. But I want to get to this. So the core of actually making money is to become known for your expertise, to share that expertise, and to start groups on Facebook and LinkedIn and invite people into that group who you feel may benefit from being there and may be able to help others.
Well, you probably know Marcus Kalki.
I do, yes.
And you probably know Fraser Hay.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, there's examples in the UK, you know, that I would say are with these principles. Marcus came to Baltimore, Maryland about 6 years ago, and I flew from Atlanta to meet him. Mm-hmm. I had no other reason to go to Baltimore. He was in Baltimore for a conference, and he and I ate a pile of crabs. We called it the Great Crustacean Massacre. Baltimore is famous for steamed crabs and spice, and Marcus and I devoured probably 3 dozen.
Yeah, really.
Just a little side note.
But that's the importance of networking and meeting people, isn't it?
Yes,
it reinforces everything that you're doing. You can't meet everybody who's a member of the group, but you've got the conferences that you've been organizing, but you take every opportunity to reach out to people. Now the other thing that you do, which I enjoy listening to, I was over on YouTube earlier today, is that you interview people and you give people a stage on which they can perform. Now, I know you enjoy it because that comes across in every video that you do. But that's an integral part of it, isn't it? Actually talking to people live on air so that people can listen, and helping people to grasp your audience.
Exactly. You know, for years I have produced live conferences. Mm-hmm. The conferences will have 200, 250 attendees.
Yeah.
It'll have 20 sponsors, and the attendees are paying $700, $800, not even $1,500 a person, and 250 people. And then the sponsors are paying $7,500 to $25,000 each to sponsor the event. And when you look at that, revenue just stopped last October.
It did. Yeah.
I contracted a cancer and I had a surgery, and then as soon as the surgery was healed, next thing I know, we have a COVID virus. So we haven't done a conference since October. I usually was doing four of them a year. Mm. And so now what do we do to substitute for that? We're no longer out there in public, and at my age, I'm not going to jump out there in public, even though they've opened up the city. it's going to be a while before I venture out. So what we're looking at now is the possibility that I have to make other income if I'm going to make income. And my wife would urge me, retire. I don't want to retire. I love what I do. If you love what you do, you never are ever going to retire. I will die on stage in front of a cheering audience. I'll be on stage doing a speech, and all of a sudden I'll grab my heart. There goes Jim. I am never going to retire. People that look forward to retire hate what they do. I believe that. If you love what you do, you never ever retire. I mean, it's not something I even think about. So we create these income streams, we monitor these income streams, and we're constantly creating new things. Now, I'm an instructor. I'm a teacher. I teach people how to succeed. I teach people how to advance their careers and advance the quality of their life. That's what I do. And I think you and I said this once before. Have no envy is so important. So many people are envious of other people. It holds them back. Steven, anybody that I have ever helped in this world, I hope they do better than I did. I hope they succeed more than I do. I don't want anything you have. I might want something like what you have, but I don't want yours.
That is a wonderful sentiment to carry us forward. And I mean, when we ever get together, we have a blast because we just enjoy each other's company, respect each other, and we bridge the gap across the Atlantic, and we're able to get the message out and to tell our stories. And it's just a pleasure to be here and to be talking. Are we going to do this again next month?
We can do it whenever you like. We have a myriad, a plethora of things we can talk about.
All right. Indeed we do. Indeed we do. And tonight we've actually been, I built a new website, and we're actually live on the website as well. So we're being live on Facebook. We're actually broadcasting live on the website, and people have been watching there because that's the way it works. The more places you can actually broadcast to, then the better it is. And we're looking forward on Be Live with bated breath to being able to broadcast to more than one place.
Oh my gosh. And one thing I do with Be Live, a parting note, Be Live allows you to download the broadcast into MP4. And I can put it on other formats with a Be Live broadcast using MP4 to put it on other social mediums.
And you're doing that manually? You download then upload?
Well, you can manually, you can broadcast directly to Facebook today. Yeah. And then you can take the Facebook link and put it all over the place. And generally most sites will accept the Facebook link. But if you don't use the Facebook link and you don't refer them back to Facebook, like on LinkedIn, I generally download the MP4. Yeah. Yeah. I generally put it directly on LinkedIn so they look at it as original content and give you a better show.
Important point.
Next month?
Next month. Okay. So everybody's watched us today. Thank you. And we'll see you again. Take care. Bye.
Take care.